And now, Effective Communication with Phil Zeller, CEO, Dale Carnegie, Southwest Michigan.
So what are the kids thinking these days? What are they thinking? What are you thinking about the kids these days? Look around the youth. How are they doing? Are they doing as well as you? Are they doing as well as they want to be? What do you think? What's your opinion? You were there. You were once young. Hey, remember when we were young? Remember when we were young? And I listen to my son and my daughter who are teenagers, and they say, wow, you got away with everything, Dad. I said, tell me about it. What's everything? Well, they said, you know what? You could go wherever you wanted to go, whenever you wanted to go there. And it's always interesting when you hear it from your own kids, their opinion of what you did. And as I listened to them, I paid strict attention. And I said, yeah, in a lot of ways we could. Heck, we could even ride the back seat of a car without a seatbelt. It was kind of wild. I remember as a small child climbing up. My grandfather always drove a big old Buick. From Chevrolet, and then, well, actually General Motors Buick. You got to separate Chevy and Buick. I should know better. I'm from Michigan. I can't confuse Flint and Lansing and Detroit. Come on, let's get the right proper place going here. Separate the Buicks from the Chevys. Well, my grandpa always had the biggest Buick on the road, and I remember always had this big back window. I mean, it was so big you could crawl up in the back window and take a nap up there going down the road. And some of us actually did that. You'd be driving on the highway. Hey, look, there's some kids sleeping in the back window of the car because the cars are so big back in the 70s. And, as my kids are sharing with me all the things that we did that we got away with. And remember when we didn't have to get home until it was dinner time or until the lights came on and it got dark outside. Really, when it gets dark outside, you got to be home, right? Whether you got lights or not, it's dark outside. You should be home for the night. And so mom and dad know where you're at, or at least mom does, right? And I remember I used to ride my bike 6 miles to go to Little League practice for baseball. And I'd get on my bike, a little banana seat bike, and just take off and go ride my bike 6 miles, go to ball practice. And after ball practice, ride my bike home 6 miles home. And didn't think anything of it. And my kids pointed out to me, Dad, think about the way you grew up. I said, yeah, we just didn't really get excited about things. We just were living life to the fullest and what we could do. And I shared with them, I said, I remember back in the 80s, we dressed up not because we were trying to make a political statement, just because we could. Imagine that. We could dress up not to make a political statement. We could just dress up because we felt like it. We could dress up any way we wanted to. Look at the 80s. If you like music, any type of music, look at the 80s. We had so many different wonderful genres, and you could dress up any way you wanted, and everybody said, cool. You're just being the best version of you can be and having a good time. The big thing was about having a good time. Having a good time. And we always wanted our family to have a good time. You want your family to have a good time. And I want you to think about the kids today. And I want you to think about what they're going through. And we put a lot of pressure on young people. There was pressure put on you when you were young, and probably putting pressure on your own kids, and we see that in society. But one of the things that I see a lot with my own kids is they're being forced to have all these political idealisms forced upon them at a young age. And they're being forced to have these conversations and these debates about all of these adult issues as they're growing up. And we talk about the innocence of childhood. And it's like so many of us adults say, I remember when I had the innocence. I remember when we just had fun in the 80s. But things are different now, and kids mature so much faster, so we need to force them. We need to force them into talking about all of these things before they can even get done with their Barbies and their Hot Wheels, as we used to say, before they can even put down Minecraft. We need to put them into these political conversations, and we need to get them talking about stuff they have no comprehension of. Why would we do that? And the interesting is why we would do that, because that's when somebody's pushing an agenda that they want to have and what they want to do. So for the rest of us that are not trying to push some political agenda, that we just love our kids and you just want to be there for your kids and you just want to be there for other people and be the friend a friend would like to have, the boss that a person would like to have, more so a leader than a boss, right? Nobody wants a boss. They want a leader. They want somebody to help them out to be successful. Dale Carnegie said we should praise the slightest improvement and praise every improvement. Be hearty in your approbation and lavish in your praise. So I'm going to challenge you. This is something I've worked on with my kids for years, to realize they're not me. They haven't seen all the things I have. They haven't worked in the political world. They haven't worked in it for a Fortune 100 company. They haven't been in negotiations and deals and sat at the table between management and unions. They have not done that, all these things I've done in my life. And I remind myself every single day, take it one step at a time. The old saying goes, Rome wasn't built in a day. So be patient with people. Be patient with people. Praise the slight improvement, praise every improvement they make, and as they improve, they'll handle it in due time. They'll handle it in due time. And rest assured, just like you taught that child how to walk, one day they're going to run. Take the time. Praise the slight improvement, praise every improvement. Be hearty in your approbation and lavish in your praise, and you'll make the difference you want to make for others.